What do you really, really want? The first answer, I hate to break it to you, but it's often very far from true. Whatever popped into your mind just now, be honest, how much of it is still shaped by survival, by performance, by what's familiar to you, by idealization, by someone else's idea of success? And I've been thinking about how little we understand about what we actually want. There's so much advice out there in the world on manifesting and goal setting and how to visualize your future in order to bring it in. But all of that, it skips the hardest part. Desire isn't very easy to access in our busy, disconnected world, and most people really don't know how to do it. The problem isn't goal setting, it's wanting the wrong thing. I've worked with clients who are consumed with getting someone back, a partner who never respected them, never really chose them. I've worked with people who built careers that made them miserable, but the prestige kept them locked in place. People climb all manner of life mountains only to realize the view at the top is one they never really wanted. And yet, the alternative, having no direction at all, is even worse. People with no frameworks for anything, they seem lost. And when you don't have desire, your spark is missing. Your life doesn't move. You don't ask for more because you stop expecting anything to change. And it turns out that building a map and solving problems isn't actually the hard part of life. The hard part is helping someone uncover what they want badly enough to actually struggle for, to actually heal for. It's getting someone where they feel safe enough to want something real, something whole, something rooted in this life and in this timeline, not fantasy. And to do that, you have to be willing to stay in the arena even when it hurts. True desire doesn't ask you to avoid failure. It demands that you invite it because desire is born in the arena. There's a quote Theodore Roosevelt wrote that Brené Brown often repeats, and it begins, "It is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who errs, who comes short again and again, but who does actually strive to do the deeds." Most people are spectators in their own lives. They're analyzing, planning, fantasizing, but not participating. Desire doesn't live in the bleachers. It lives in the grit of the arena. That's a space I have to hold for my clients, not just to reflect, but to engage, to stay in the room when it gets super uncomfortable, to not apologize for the breakup or the failed launch or the messy attempt at intimacy or the disaster of a job interview. Desire doesn't show up when you sit around thinking about what might work the best. It shows up in the doing. You don't think your way to desire, you experiment your way there. Desire isn't something you decide or take a quiz for. It's something you discover. You learn what you really want by trying things in small doses, by dating life and fumbling, by saying yes to a new offer and realizing halfway through that that's not quite it, and then adjusting. You test, you fail, and in that process you refine. Desire gets clearer every time you survive the fall and you get back up. You stop chasing hollow highs. You stop pretending your half-dead relationships are enough. You start listening to what your body does when you try something new, how you breathe when you speak certain words out loud. That's the difference between real desire and fantasy. One is a drug, the other one is a direction. And why do most people bail? Because staying in the arena isn't glamorous. It doesn't look good on Instagram. It's fucking hard. Your nervous system wants to run. Your body floods with shame or fear or grief the moment you open your mouth and speak what you want. And that is why so many people stay quiet or pivot into self-sabotage the moment what they want is standing on their porch. And then they mistake that failure for proof they were never supposed to try. But that's not what failure means. Failure means you're in it. You're awake. You're not numbing or scrolling or obsessing over someone who ghosted you 3 weeks ago. You're alive in your real life. The alchemy of desire is this, that you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a real starting point. When brutal truth and embodied action meet, you begin to access something sacred, the hum of clarity, the warmth of real momentum. Desire starts to light up from within, not all at once, but enough to keep going. You stop outsourcing your vision board to a trend. You stop mimicking other people's wins. You stop needing to be perfect to participate. And you start building a life that you will actually want to stay in, a life that can grow with you.